What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Taper, and welcome once again to Mr. Taper's Barber Life. We've been chilling, but we hit you on the last day of June. We're going to get it together. We're going to do more podcasts, more information, more barber information, I should say. And we're going to hit y'all with some real good barber stuff coming to you real soon. You know, I was looking for barber podcasts, not because I was trying to scout the competition, but I just really wanted to listen to a barber podcast. And I had the hardest time finding, a true barber podcast. Now, when I say barber podcast, I don't mean you call yourself a barber podcast, but you're talking about current events. I know that goes on in the barber shop, but I want a barber podcast that talks about barber industry things. Hence, this is why we've been doing it since 2011. That's right. You heard me correctly. You can check the receipts. Our first podcast was 2011, Barbers Only Magazine. And not to mention the first issue of our magazine, which is coming back out slowly but surely. I think the pressure, the good pressure from the people have influenced me to say, you know what? Let's go ahead and let's just commit to one magazine, see how it makes us feel, see the response we get, and then we'll go from there. So look for a very special issue of Barber Magazine coming to you soon. So shout out to all the barbers who've been down with us too, especially the ones checking out, the mixes that I've been throwing up to. People ask me, why you do a mix? I thought it was a barber podcast. Well, I wanted to throw a little music in there so you would have some good music for what? The barbershop. A lot of times in the barbershop, you're always looking for a good blend of music. You know what I mean? You could put it on Spotify or what's the other one? Sirius. But a lot of times you play in the same music. So I just wanted to mix it up a little bit and throw a little twist on some old school classics. So check it out if you already haven't on the podcast. All right. Guess what? August is going to be super duper hot. Hot. And I don't mean the temperature. I mean, as far as the barber industry, we have 3 major events in August. 3 major ones. The first one is the Las Vegas Barber Expo. That is August 24th and 25th. That is being run by Jay Majors and the Iced Out Barber. That right there tells you the level of quality that you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? When you have Jay Majors, Iced Out Barber, the quality is going to be super high. So if there is, in fact, these next 3 barber shows that I'm going to shout out, they are considered some of the top barber shows in the country right now. And if you are a barber and you say to yourself, well, I'm going to go to one show this year, pick any of these 3 and you will not be disappointed. So the LV Barber Expo is coming to Las Vegas. It's going to be August 24th and 25th. I'm going to tell you right now, dress for the weather. It's going to be super hot, but it's going to be crazy fun. A lot of our West Coast barbers are going to be there. It's in Vegas. It's going to be crazy. It's a 2-day event. So that is going to be stupid. You hear me? Okay. And then guess what? The week before that, let me see here. the week before the Las Vegas Barber Expo, you have Rumble in the Rockies, August 17th and 18th, and that's in the Denver area. So you got back-to-back weeks of major shows. Major shows. I'm gonna tell you. I don't want to say I'm gonna do it, but it would be crazy if I hit the Denver show, Rumble in the Rockies, early, and then I finish it off at the LV Barber Expo, because I'm thinking that flight isn't that long from Denver to Las Vegas. So anything's possible. That would be crazy if I did that. I'm not saying I'm going to do that, but it would be crazy. But check it. The Rumble in the Rockies is in the Denver area. I believe this is like their 4th year doing it. It's a quality show. You know what I mean? The education is quality. The hair battles are quality. And it's in a great city. One of my favorite cities, okay? 3 numbers are the reason why, if you know what I mean. 3 numbers. You know what I'm talking about. But, Rumble in the Rockies, August 17th to 18th. It goes down in the Denver area. That's a week before the LV Barber Expo. And guess what? Depending on which side of the country you on, you may want to check out BarberCon, which is August the 25th. Oh, wow. Wait. Is that the 25th? Yes, it is. August 25th. BarberCon. That's crazy because I thought it was the 24th. Well, it was the 24th, but I guess he changed it. Okay. Shout out to Lee for the ingenuity to change the date. Shout out. But yeah, BarberCon August 25th. So check it. Put it this way, if I hit the lottery, I'm going to go to Rumble in the Rockies August 17th and 18th. Then I'm going to hit LV Barber Battle August 23rd and 24th. And then I'm going to hit BarberCon in Dallas August 25th. That's how I'm going to do if I hit the lottery. So if I'm at all 3 events, I guarantee you I hit the lottery. Okay? All right. But yeah, shout out to Lee. BarberCon is going strong. I was at the first BarberCon 2016, and it's been going strong ever since. Also, they have another BarberCon in Phoenix. That is October the 20th. Might see if I can catch that one. So we got the BarberCon in Dallas, August 25th. We got the BarberCon in Phoenix, October 20th. And then we have the BarberCon in Orlando, which is November 17th, right before Thanksgiving. So shout out to Lee for doing that. All right, y'all. I'm telling you, August is going to be ridiculous, okay? But check it. I wanted to talk to y'all. This subject is something that I kind of started wondering about lately. And that is, why did a particular client stop coming to me? He was getting a good cut. He was getting good service. And I would just be like, well, I guess he found somebody better. But once I started to really think about the reasons why clients leave, it's a lot more to it. And we're going to get into that. And that is 13 reasons why your clients stop coming to you. And let that sink in. 13 reasons why he or she stopped coming to you as a barber. Okay? The first one is pretty much the most simple one, most obvious one. The cut was trash. Okay? You either took his line too far back, the fade wasn't blended correctly, you left a line of demarcation, you didn't clean it, you didn't clean up the back of his neck. The neckline wasn't crispy, the hairline wasn't crispy. You didn't use a razor on it. So guess what? The cut was trash. That client left you. Okay? The second one is a little similar, but not really. And that is you're not consistent with your quality. And I've heard this from new clients that I've picked up. As a barber, you have to be consistent. If you are giving your client a 9 or a 10 cut every time, meaning a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 cut every time, you can't drop down to a 5 or a 6. Okay, that's being inconsistent with the quality of your cuts. You have to make sure your cuts are ranging in the 8 to 10 mode, and some barbers will say 9.5 to 10, and that's good that you could say that. But I would say no lower than the 8.5, okay? 8.5 to 10, that's the range that your cuts quality should range in. So this client left you because you wasn't consistent. You wasn't consistently giving out those quality cuts. You would hit them with a 5 one day, 8 the next day, a 6 the next cut, a 9 the next cut. That consistency will drive a client. That inconsistency will drive a client crazy. Okay? Number 3 reason why your clients stop coming to you. You're rushing. You're rushing. All you see is money. All you see is a line of clients sitting waiting for you. And you just imagine a dollar sign over each of their head. 50, 50, 50, 50. So you're rushing. You know what I'm saying? And the client sees this. You know what I mean? You may think, oh, I gave him a good cut. Most clients, not all, most clients don't want to feel like their cut is rushed. Not to say you should take 2 hours on it, but at the same time, and this may be debatable by my brothers in Houston, my barber brothers in Houston, but at the same time, if you do a cut that's 10 minutes, they may start to look at you funny. You know what I mean? But once again, shout out to my brothers in Houston, my barber brothers in Houston. There are barbers out there doing 10-minute cuts, and you can't find nothing wrong with it. This is a tight cut, so shout out to them. But most people, they do not want a rush job. So I would say your cut should last a minimum of 20 minutes, and maximum, before the client starts to get worried, I would say 45 minutes. Okay, depending on what you're doing. Because if you're doing a lot of services, building up your ticket, meaning you're hitting him with the razor, okay? You're blow drying the hairline after applying spritz, okay? You hitting him with the hot towel. You're hitting him with shaving cream. You're hitting him with facial cream. You know what I mean? And these are all different hot towel services. You know what I mean? So if you're doing all that, then there is no time limit. It's just when you are done. Okay? So you rushing all the time, you're going to lose your client. Okay? Number 4, fourth reason why your clients stop coming to you, your barber keeps overbooking and he ends up making you late. Okay? For example, a barber has a 10 a.m. appointment, and this is for barbers who set up their appointment app to do this. They let their client book for 10:15. Now, the client, your 10 a.m. is a haircut and a beard with enhancements. So you could be shampooing that client, cutting him, razor, enhancements, everything. There's no way you're going to do that in 15 minutes. So your 10:30 client has to wait and wait and wait. So he's like at least 45 to an hour behind. He may have something to do that day. And you do this consistently. You consistently overbook. You know, you may even put clients down for the same time. Okay, this has been done before. You got two appointments for 10 a.m. What's that about? You know what I'm saying? So you got to stop overbooking. Okay? Because so you don't know what that client had to do that day. That client could have had a funeral. That client could have, had a job interview. You know what I'm saying? So you never take your client's time for granted. Just because you don't have nothing to do except cut hair, that doesn't mean your client does, you know what I'm saying, doesn't have anything important to do that day. He could have been rushing because he had to pick up his wife from the airport. You know what I'm saying? There's like 50 different scenarios I could put on why that client's time is important and why you have to respect it. Okay? So if you keep rushing, you're going to lose your client. Okay? And also, if you overbook, which makes your client late, you're going to lose your client. Okay? All right, number 5. And this is kind of simple, but it is really the truth. The conversation that barber had with his client was trash, basically. Okay? The conversation, the words, the dialogue between the client and the barber was doo-doo. Okay? Now, there are people out there that will say, man, I don't care about that. As long as I get a good haircut, I don't give a damn what you're talking about. But guess what? You could have a situation where you could have a strong Christian faith as a barber. I'm sorry. Your client could have a strong Christian faith. Okay? And then the client comes in and he is a die-hard atheist. And through the whole cut, he's just talking about how he hates God. Okay? And I just mixed that up. If the barber is the atheist, I'm sorry, y'all. If the barber is the atheist, the client is a hardcore Christian. And the barber is the atheist, always talking about negative things about God. That is going to turn off his client. I don't care if he gets the perfect cut. As a Christian, they are going to be turned off by it. Now, of course, the true Christian is going to try to help. But let's say he does try to help, but it doesn't work. You know what I mean? So if he's listening to this cut after cut after cut, eventually he's going to leave. Okay? So the personality wasn't clicking. And here's another example. Say your barber, all he likes to do, not that there's anything wrong with this. If you do this, I'm just using this as an example. But say the barber likes to club, drinks heavily, has multiple women, cheats on his wife, does all of these things, and your client is a real good dude, Christian, you know what I'm saying? Just a real positive dude. And the barber does all those things, sells weed on the side. You know what I'm saying? So, once again, the personalities don't mesh. And the barber is constantly talking about the girls he's smashed. He keeps talking about going to the club every 5 minutes. You know, he's doing weed deals on the phone. He could be a great barber, but some clients will be offended by his behavior and will try to find another barber. Now, I do know that a lot of barbers will be like, if he's giving me a nice cut, I don't care about his conversation. And I get that. But I also know that in extreme cases where the conversation is very lively, personalities come into play. And if you have two different type of personalities, not just different, two personalities that are constantly clashing, y'all are constantly arguing in the barbershop, that client is going to find another barber. That's just the way it is, okay? All right, number 6, your client, there's 6 reasons why your client may leave you. And this one just hit me a couple of weeks ago, and I thought about it. I was like, wow, I never thought about that. But check this. The 6th reason why your client may leave you is your client is going through a divorce. Now, you may say, well, what's that got to do with him coming to the shop? Well, here's the deal. Many times when men go through divorces, they leave the city. Okay? Why? Because that's where their wife is. They want to get as far away from their wife as possible. They don't want to stay in the same city. They don't want to run into the wife in the supermarket, run into the wife at the mall. They want to get out of that city, get out of that state a lot of times, and start a fresh life. That happens a lot of times. Now, because your client is doing this, he has a lot on his mind. It didn't occur to him to tell his barber, hey, man, I just want to let you know this is going to be my last cut. I'm moving out of town. Why didn't he tell his barber that? Because he is so stressed out and traumatized by his wife that the only thing he's thinking about is, I got to get the hell out of this town. I'm divorcing this lady. I got to go. Boom. He doesn't tell his barber. Okay? So that was a good point somebody made. Okay, the 7th reason why your client has left you, and this is similar to the divorce, he's moving and he just doesn't tell you. As simple as that. Clients move all the time. And to be honest with you, telling their barber that, hey, man, I'm moving, you know what I'm saying? I just want to let you know I appreciate you cutting my hair. A lot of times they don't tell their barber because in the client's mind, they feel like I'm still coming back to my barber. You know, if they still, you know, let's say if they still in the state, they will think I'm still going back to my barber. And guess what? They may move 40 miles away. And for the first 3 cuts, they may make that 40-mile drive. But in Atlanta with traffic has beat down the best drivers. And when you, hold on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Atlanta traffic has beat down the best drivers. Okay. So when you say to yourself, 40 miles to get my hair cut by Craig, man, I like his cut, but I got to find somebody closer. You know what I mean? So after the 4th cut of him trying to go to you, he's going to find somebody else. So when your client moves, a lot of times they don't think to tell their barber. You know, they have the move on their mind. You know what I mean? They're moving to a new place. They're expecting new experiences. And telling their barber, hey, this might be the last cut, is not high on their priority list. Okay? And that is similar for number 8. The 8th reason why your client is left your chair is your barbershop is just too far for him. For him. It's just too far for him. Okay? One thing I noticed about Georgia is the mile limits on how far a client will go to see their barber. It varies state to state. Because in New York, if they have a good barber and the barber moves 20 miles away to another barbershop, they're going to make that 20-mile trip. But in Georgia, you could move 5 miles away and they're going to see like 20 barbershops within that 5-mile radius. And eventually they're going to say, you know what? I want to go to this shop right by my house. Georgia people, that's just how Georgia clients are. You know, right or wrong, that's just how they are. So, yeah, your barbershop is too far away. And then they're going to another barber shop that's closer, and the quality is the same or almost the same. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're like, okay, Craig's charging me 35, but he's 40 miles away. I go to Joe, who's around the corner. The cut looks pretty much the same. You know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna stick with Joe. So a lot of times, when clients move, their barbershop becomes too far away. And I should have put that with your client is moving. Let's put those two together. But yeah, I've had clients that stopped coming to me, and I had no idea why. And then I'm talking to somebody, and they're like, "Yeah, man, Jamel, he moved last year," and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's why that dude stopped coming. He moved." Because I'm gonna tell you, I ain't call me right or wrong. I'm not gonna call you. You know what I'm saying? If you stop coming to me, I'm just gonna assume, you must not like the cut anymore, or you moved away. I'm not gonna call you, and I'm probably guilty of that, and I should probably change that because there are a lot of reasons why people stop coming to you. God forbid they could have been in a car accident. You know what I'm saying? And like one of my clients, he got sick. I had to go to his house and cut his hair. So, I need to change that and start calling people. So, you know what I mean? So let's start doing that. So if the quality, yeah, okay. Like I said, barbershop's too far. Client comes for a little while, then he boom says, "Forget it. I gotta find a barbershop that's closer." Now, the ninth reason why your client stops coming to you. Your price is higher than the other barber, and the quality is the same. Okay? So, your price is higher, but they go down the street. Guess what? Their price is lower and the quality is the same. Now that's a personal barber issue. Okay? That's something personal, because if the guy down the street is better than me, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to go to classes. I'm going to watch videos. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be practicing. Practice at shelters, practice on mannequins. I'm going to do my best to get better. You know what I'm saying? So if my price is higher than everybody's, I feel like I'm offering superior services. Okay? I'm hitting you with a flawless fade. I'm hitting you with a crispy hairline. I'm hitting you with the razor. I'm hitting you with the hot towel. I'm hitting you with the facial cream. I'm hitting you with the hand massager. You know what I'm saying? I'm the facial massager. You know what I'm saying? So all of these things that I'm doing is the reason why my price is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I know if somebody leaves me just because my price is higher, then that's a person who just doesn't really care about his haircut. He just wants it cleaned up. He doesn't care about the quality and the detail that I put in, And like I said, that is one reason, though, why that client may not come to you. Now, saying all that, if the haircut quality is the same at this other barber, okay, and your price is higher, guess what? I'm going to go to the lower price person. I've done that. Okay? There was some barbers, shout out to, I don't want to put them on blast, but there's some barbers in the area that were like $10 cheaper than us. And, when I like to get my hair cut, I like going over there. It's like 5 old dudes, good conversation, decent cuts. but they were like $10 cheaper. You know what I'm saying? Not that I couldn't get a cut at my shop, but I like to travel to different barber shops to see what they're doing and how they're, functioning in their shop and pick up tips from them. But yeah, they were $10 cheaper, so I used to go there. And at one point, they were so cheap, I was like, yo, I should say something, man, because y'all are too good to be charging this cheap price. But I didn't overstep my boundaries. I kept it to myself, but I always thought that I should have. And then eventually, like a year later, they did raise their prices. So shout out to that mystery barbershop. Okay, it's in Stockbridge. Okay, let's see. Let's talk about number 10. The 10th reason why your clients left your chair, does not want anything to do with you as a barber. The 10th reason is your client's wife may have a crush on you. Think about that. Your client's wife may have a crush on you. So, for example, you cut the man, and then the wife brings the little boy in. Okay? And she, like, it's obvious, all barbers can tell when a client really likes them. So she's flirting like crazy. And you're like, yo, you married. What the hell? You know what I'm saying? And you could tell this chick really likes you. So she can't control her enthusiasm when she's around her husband. So when she gets back to her husband, your name may come up. Oh, Craig did a great job today. He really did a great job. Oh, man, I love going to Craig. And your husband is like, hold up, what in the hell is up with this Craig? Like, you know what? F that. We going to another barbershop. And that's the end of the story. So you could have been minding your own business, cutting hair, being professional, and the wife of your client has a crush on you. And there's nothing you can do about it. And has that ever happened to me? Yes, it has. And that was that was crazy. Okay. Let me tell you about it. I'm gonna tell you, I don't give a damn if they hear it or not. I'm minding my own business, cutting hair, and the lady comes in with her two boys. I'm very friendly, not flirting, just friendly. I cut the hair, you know what I'm saying? She's laughing and stuff at my conversation, but it's no different than what I do to all people. I try to make them comfortable. So she leaves after I do a good job on the boys. The husband comes up to the shop. Hey, man, I think you fucking my wife. I was like, huh? What the hell you talking about, bro? Yeah, man, she told me she came up here and she got your card. What's this? I was like, yo, brother, that's my business card. Okay? That's so she can book an appointment. What the hell are you talking about? And then he's like, oh, okay. It's cool. I get home. He calls me. Hey, man, I know you fucking my wife, man. I was like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? And he just goes on and on about how I'm doing his wife. And I'm like, yo, brother, I don't know what kind of relationship y'all got, but I don't want nothing to do with it. I'm not messing with your wife. And it was crazy. There's more to the story, but that's the gist of it. So guess what? That can happen. And if you've been a barber long enough, that will happen to you. Okay. The next reason why the client has left your chair is you have a crush on your female or male client and they feel uncomfortable. Yeah, they feel uncomfortable. So, Here's the scenario. Okay, you're a barber. You have a female client. You're being more than flirtatious. You're being super flirtatious, and she just wants a haircut. She doesn't want no drama. She's not trying to mess with you. She has a boyfriend, and you're constantly hitting on her. She's gonna leave. Point blank, she's gonna leave, and that's one reason why a lot of women don't like coming in the barbershop, because of the attention that they get from men, the unwanted attention. You know what I'm saying? So that is a simple but unfortunate reason why that client has left your chair. You know what I mean? She doesn't want you hitting on her. She just wants a haircut. And if you're gay, you're hitting on a dude, same thing. You know what I'm saying? All right, so the 12th or the 13th reason why your client has left your chair and is never coming back. And most of these incidents have happened to me, and this one is no different. The reason why that client is not coming back to you is your client is envious of you and doesn't want to give you another penny, even though he likes the cut. He'd rather give his money to somebody else. Now, that sounds like, man, that's petty. No client does that. Well, if you're a barber long enough, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay? Certain clients, not low self-esteem, they see you, they see your lifestyle, they become envious. You got the nice car, you're making good money, you know what I mean? You got the beautiful wife, you taking 20 vacations a year, your kids get straight A's. Some clients will be envious of you. You know what I mean? And guess what? They may be so envious that they say, you know what, forget this dude. I don't want to be around this positive dude because my life is messed up. So I don't want to be around this positive dude. I'm going to go somewhere where I feel comfortable. As crazy as that sounds, somebody saying they don't want to be around this positive person, it happens. Okay? So guess what? That client leaves. And as a barber, you don't want that type of client anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, bingo. There you have it. We had 13 reasons why your client stopped coming to you. Some of them were combined, but though that's something that has happened or will happen to a lot of barbers out there. And shout out to every barber, every stylist, every person who has been listening. I appreciate y'all. Good looking out. Don't forget LV Barber Expo, August 23rd, 24th. Rumble in the Rockies, August 17th, 18th. BarberCon in Dallas, August 25th. And we are out.